Hello to our life learners of the Business of Life Masterclass podcast. That's right. That's what you're called, everyone. How do you like it? Life learners. Thank you for tuning in, not turning in, but tuning in to this very special podcast. The question for you today in our first episode on season 7 is, do you want to reach new heights? Second question, is your journey a summit you would like to achieve? Well, if so, you're likely going to be absolutely thrilled for this special edition of our show where I get the bonus of being the interviewer on the Business of Life podcast with our co-host of the Business of Life podcast. So if this is the first time you're tuning in, you're probably thinking, what in the world is happening? For all of our life learners who have been with us for all 6 seasons, you know where we're going with this. Hopefully this is all piquing your interest, and welcome again to episode 1 of season 7 of the Business of Life Masterclass podcast. For our listeners and our viewers both, picture yourself in Switzerland. Now, start thinking, what would you be doing? Enjoying the Swiss Alps? Perhaps some Swiss chocolate? Sure, I bet that would be good. Would you also attempt to hike Mont Blanc? Our guest today is our very own Barb Zant, who recently returned from doing that. Yes, she was in Switzerland. So wow, Barb, it's so impressive. I have a feeling that all of us want to hear more and more about how you traverse this experience and this success. So are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you for your curiosity. And yes, to all of the above, chocolate and Swiss cheese and all the things.
All of the things. All right. Well, number 1, Barb, please tell us where Mont Blanc is. Like, how did you get there physically? Because the geography of it was a little more extravagant than I expected.
So Mont Blanc is in the Swiss Alps, and the hike is over 3 countries, Switzerland, France, and Italy. So unfortunately, in Florida, there are no direct flights. So we flew through Dallas to Geneva, and then it was about 2.5, 3 hour drive to Chamonix.
Wow. So it took a while to get there. So hopefully it was well worth it. We're about to find out more. Number 2, what
Well
led
worth
you
it.
to this undertaking?
So this was my husband's bucket list. It was not mine, and I wasn't even sure I was going to go to the very end. And his mom went on this trip with her friends, and so before she passed away, she really wanted Chris and his brother Peter to do the trek. So there were 11 of us, family and friends. So it was
Okay.
fantastic.
Wow. What a way to honor her. So, Barb, how did you prepare?
Preparation is everything. And we asked for help. We got personal trainers. So we knew about the trip a year. We knew we were going to go on it. We knew about it in a year in advance. And I quickly figured out that the regular walks with our dog and, lollygagging in the gym wasn't going to get it done. And 90 days out, we hired a personal trainer. Shout out to Amy Burton. She was fantastic and kept us alive. And how she prepared us is we were basically for 90 days, we were working out 2 times a day. We were doing strength and cardio, but she had us on the bridges in Tampa Bay. It's very flat here. We do not have elevation. So we were doing the 2 tallest bridges in our area, full out in our hiking gear. And what was fascinating is that there are a lot of hikers that actually prep on these bridges. So it was fun sharing stories, but she even had us by the water, like on the rocks. So practicing. So that balance really came in handy. And honestly, we're still training. So we're still working out with her. And boy, I wish we were going now. I'm even in better shape.
All right. Well, perhaps we can have Amy on the show, and we'll get a little more about that if she wants to come on. So,
Yeah.
4th question for you. So now you're there. You're in the Swiss Alps. You're ready to go. What was it like?
Was the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. I knew it was going to be a challenge. I knew that the terrain was marked moderate. And for anyone that is, hopefully everyone is going to do this trip. It was so fantastic. Moderate is advanced. It was far more advanced than any of us even considered. And we did a ton of research. And we had about half of us, we're all athletes now, half of them were triathlon. They did Kilimanjaro. So they have done many of these, and it was the hardest thing all of us have done.
And yet you did it.
And it was spectacularly beautiful. You couldn't get those views unless you walked into them. And we all were like, oh, I hope it looks like The Sound of Music. It far exceeded that.
I
Pictures
bet,
don't
yeah.
do it justice.
Well, plus because you were there and you earned it. It wasn't just on a screen that you were sitting there eating popcorn. All right. So I know you'll like this question, and hopefully our listeners and viewers do too, our life learners. Barb, share your lessons with us, because I know you're smiling from ear to ear, and it's good that it's in the past, but everything about it was not straightforward, and everything wasn't what you expected. So what lessons have you learned from this amazing experience?
The first one, I can do hard things, very hard things. Ask for help, prepare, prepare, prepare. Mental state determines outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
That was huge. Pace yourself. Weather circumstances will change.
Mm-hmm.
So master the pivot. The gear and the tools make all the difference. Small, consistent steps win the day. I found quickly that large strides took way more energy. So small steps. Rest and recovery are non-negotiable. And it doesn't end with the summit. I say that with quotes for our anyone that is watching, because celebrate those wins and plan your next adventure.
Okay. Well, it sounds like if there were the tortoise and the hare, you'd be pulling for the tortoise. The small steps, the consistency, the rest. So, all right. So lots of lessons for all of us. That's wonderful. We've got two more questions. So, would you do it again?
My answer is very different today than it would have been on the last day of my trip. But absolutely, I would do it again. And if anyone has this on their bucket list, it's a trip of a lifetime. So absolutely, yes, yes, and yes again.
All right. That's a huge endorsement. So as we wrap up, I mean, certainly share anything you want. What are your closing thoughts? What do you want us to gain from it, know about ourselves, about you? What are you leaving us with? We've already given us a lot. What else do you want to leave us with?
About the hard things. So here is the thing about growth. And it happens when you're doing something that seems slightly impossible. So be comfortable with the uncomfortable and go out and do it.
Go out and do it, everybody. Listen to that. I mean, if you want more about it, Barb will happily share that. So please know, all of our life learners, our listeners, our viewers, you can stay connected with Barb and me on Instagram and at the Business of Life Masterclass, the Stay at Work Mom for Barb. And she's back on that idea. She's gotten some comments about it, so she's open to it. And I'm Debbie Lundberg, most places, Debbie Lundberg Coach on TikTok. So not a lot I can do with that to change it, because that's my name. So keep in mind that we put content out there for all of you, and we'd love to hear back. If you like the insights you heard from Barb, whether you're going on a hike, you're going to summit, you're going to do these hard things and overcome them, we really do want that feedback. If you really liked it, give us 5 stars. If we earned it, we're not asking for them. We'd like to earn them. We are committed to providing you with 5-star guests and 5-star tips and inspiration like Barb kindly gave us today. So let us know how we are doing. We've got some upcoming guests that are going to really wow you, like hopefully Barb has. I know she has for me today. That's our season 7. We think about 7 being one of those lucky numbers if you follow it. We feel very fortunate that we are able to go into the 7th season with all of you, and we welcome any of our new life learners too, because we look forward to providing the guest that inspiration and then the follow through. Now, on our special episodes, we don't do a follow through necessarily because we're interviewing each other or something. We're doing a rewind or a review. So that's where you get a little bit of the difference and some different perspectives. So thank you again for joining us on this episode of the Business of Life Masterclass, the podcast for people embracing every chance to experience and live all you can in business and in life. As we like to say, listen, choose, do. Thank you, Barb, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
If you have ever thought, gosh, I'd like a collaborator, I wonder what else I could do, it's likely that the answer is a coach. Hi, I'm Debbie Lundberg, performance and mindset coach with Presenting Powerfully. And if you would like confidential coaching to drive you to the next idea, the next role, or even to figure out your own brand, please reach out to us at Presenting Powerfully, 813-494-4438. Thank you.